Listen, you better come on in because it's a winning Wednesday, honey. A wonderful winning Wednesday. So I hope your day has been amazing. I hope you have gotten yourself to the place where you are like, every day is a great day. And if it's not, I have the power to change that. I'm empowered, right? To change all of my circumstances. All of my days can be great days. And if you don't believe it, you need to get connected to who we connected to so you can make sure that happens for you in your life, right? Well, know this. I am Angela Lewis, and this is the We Shine Media Spotlight. And what I'm doing is spotlighting all of the authors, a total of 25, who are co authors of the anthology Her. Unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable. And that's a winning combination. You know, that's a winning combination when you put it together like that. But each one of these ladies, we started last month and we're going to the end of this month. And I'm telling y'all, we are bringing everyone on, and they have been absolutely amazing. When I tell y'all, these interviews have been straight fire. If you have missed it, I need you to go back, catch the replays, because I'm telling you, it's on my page, it's on We Shine Media page, it's on YouTube. Go and find the interviews and catch them from the day one. I'm doing it Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it is just an absolute joy to talk to these ladies and really just kind of hear their thoughts, because I read their chapters because I published it. But not only that, just reading the chapters and hearing what they say, and then now looking at them do these interviews, it is just top tier, next level, great stuff. And tonight is no different. I want you all to get ready to put your hands together for the next author that I'm interviewing tonight. It is none other than boom! It is Dr. Doris O. Yes. Hi, Dr. Doris. How are you?
I am doing great, Dr. Angela.
I'm super
Hey,
excited to have you here. And I just want to tell you that, I've been looking forward to it. And, me and Miss Doris have a side thing where we're always talking about the number three. So
yes.
it was so fitting for her to be here on 513, because the number three signifies not only what she believes in and what God is showing her on a constant basis, but even with DD3. So, can you tell the people what DD3 represents?
DD3 represents who I am. DD3 is says, my motto is, and I was going to tell you at the last minute, but DD3 is not about me. DD3 is about the future, you see. It's about truly being free and just be, because you can't be and be bound at the same time. So, just on that note, so and always know that your destiny awaits you. Your destiny awaits you.
I love that. Know that your destiny awaits you, and you should believe that. And that's such a powerful statement to make. So I'm trying to share this out. I see Catherine is on here watching. I see some people are here in the audience. So shout out and thank y'all for being here. Please share this broadcast. Let people know that we are live, we are on, and this conversation is about to be amazing. So I need y'all to get somebody. I'm gonna make a couple of more shares out, and then we're gonna get started. But Doris, I'm excited to have you here because this is not your first time working with me, and not even
Mm.
your first time doing an anthology. You have just really been out in these publishing streets writing down some good stuff. But before we get to that, I want to read to them. Number one, let me say your title of your chapter in the Her anthology is It's About Time.
Hmm.
Her. So let me tell the ladies in our group chat that we are live, because I know they don't want to miss it. So they can be on here. And I thought okay, I did. Okay. Hold on one second, y'all. Because I want them to get all of this. Because we got a surprise for them tonight, don't we, Miss Doris?
Now they better know it.
Oh, they better get ready
D's in the
for it, honey.
house,
Get ready for it.
aka
So
Dorothy D.
Exactly, exactly. So I need you all to get prepared because let me first, I said her chapter title is It's About Time,
Mhm.
her. And in the dedication, she starts off and says, To everyone, everything, and everywhere who tried to break me, it built me. To everyone, everything, everyone who tried to shake me, it shaped me.
Mhm.
To everyone, everything, everywhere who tried to stop me, oh, it strengthened me.
Mhm.
Thank you. And she put that in all capital letters. Thank you. I could not have
Thank you,
done it
Mama.
without you. It made me into her, unshakable, unbreakable, and unstoppable. And because of that, Miss Doris has been behind the scenes handling business. And what she did was to facilitate our theme song for her going forward. I'm ready for y'all to listen. Here you go. Yes.
Hey, what you say? What you say?
Yay! I
Girl.
love it. I love it. I love it. That is so, it's such a fun song, and it really signifies what becoming her is because we're transitioning in with the beat of the drum and the sway and the move. And you know how
Mm,
you think about just greatness and fun and living life to the full and not holding anything back and nothing can shake you. Sparkle said,
nothing.
Yes, baby, that is it.
Nothing.
I'm telling you, great job on getting that put together, Miss Doris,
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank you.
Doris. Great
Yes,
job, great
I
job.
have to give some accolades to Dr. Gary because he's the one who put it together. So I have to give him some.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Gary. You did an excellent job and we love it, we love it, we love it. So, I want you to, because you talked about what DD3 is, and that is who you are. That is when becoming her, you became into DD3. But prior to that, let's talk about Dorothy, aka, well, Doris, aka Dorothy. How did that come about?
Well, the Wizard of Oz always got my was just something about Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. I
Hmm.
called the Tin Man Tillman. Now he's called Tin Man Tillman.
Okay.
Scratch. I called the Scarecrow Scratch, and I call the Lion Lou. So I've given them all names now.
Okay. Okay.
So they have been with her through her whole journey, and she did not realize that she had all the same issues as they did. And as she realized, as she was helping them through, I guess, therapy, they was always, it was just opposite. So were helping each other, healing. They were healing through each other,
Mm-hmm.
and so Dorothy just seemed to just stay on my mind. I guess Dorothy was just so I just said I was just Dorothy because I had a lot of Dorothy issues. I had heart issues. I had
Mm-hmm.
issues of unforgiveness, hurt, heartbreak, heartache, being heartbroken. Sometimes I didn't think right. Sometimes I was like scatterbrained. Maybe sometimes, I was all over the place. Sometimes I still am, but I've toned it down. I've toned it
Right.
down
Right. Right.
because what I've learned, Angela, becoming her is a process. To
Yes.
get to the
Yes.
divine destiny by design, it's a process. And I
Yes.
thought about it. My grandson had this hourglass. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
look at this. I says, now what if this was a huge hourglass? It takes time. It's a process. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it speeds up, sometimes it gets stuck, but it's still moving. It
Yeah.
takes time. It's a process. So I said, wow. I said, because for me to become divine, to see my divine destiny by design, I had to go through the process. I had to be shaken. I had to be shaken to be shaped so I could shift.
Yes.
I had breakdowns to now to have breakthroughs. I
Mm.
was stopped because I was thinking it was slumber, but instead it was to gain strength and stamina. So everything that I was thinking was just I said, okay, okay, Lord, thank you. I said, I thank God for the Holy Spirit. As
Yeah.
Karen was sharing the other day, because He will enlighten you in so many things. But me and
Absolutely.
Joy have a thing going on. So that's how we got started. And so that's just been my theme all through life, because we all going down this yellow brick road journey. And we're
Mm-hmm.
all going to go through people, places, and things. And as I as I get older and I just think about life and think how regarding reacting and responding, how
Mm-hmm.
how to move a little bit instead of when you know you flow better. When you know who you are, you don't have to worry about think. You just flow. You just flow. You're just free. You're not bound.
Yeah.
Except you
And
can't
I
you
love
can't be
that.
bound to be free at the same time.
Right, absolutely. And I was thinking about what you were saying earlier, about what you thought was going on, and God showed you something different, and it made me think what the enemy means for evil, God turns around for good. When you think that something can shake you, when you think that something can break you, when you think that something can stop you, God
Hmm.
turns that around and lets you
Turns it
know.
around every time.
Every time when they say late in the midnight hour, God turns it
Turns it
around and
around.
around and around. It doesn't stop. And you have to believe that. You have to develop the tenacity and the resilience to know that even when, because we have talked about the palm trees,
Oh, I
and
love
the
pumpkins.
palm trees, baby, you see when that wind be whipping and it may pull other trees up by the root, it may snap other trees, but the palm tree will bend, but it will not break.
Break.
And when it does that, it lets you know that
Hmm.
circumstances, when that's why they say no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Well, it's going to form, the weapon's going to happen, but it can't prosper as long as you know in your mind that my God is able and I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
That's right.
So
That's
that's
right.
why
All
I
things.
bend and I don't break. That's why I'm unshakable. That's why I'm unbreakable. That's why I'm unstoppable. You can do what you will, but you can never be bigger than God is in me.
Mm-mm. No, you could. Yeah. You can't. There's no. There's yeah. There's just point blank period, as you would say. Point blank
Point
period.
blank, period. Absolutely. Absolutely. You already know, point blank, period. And that has to be something. And Miss Doris, you've been with us a lot of times on the Empower Morning Show, and we're talking about, like I said, from Crystal's book, The Other Side of Ugly. She said in there, we're healing for real this time. And
Yes.
so, can you share with us? Because you know how they say your ladder will be greater.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about the journey and staying on course to get to the place where your ladder is greater? Because you received your doctoral degree, you stepped into business, with DD3 and all the things that's coming with that. You've written multiple books. So how can you get to the ladder being greater?
It's been a process. I'm telling you, it's truly been a process. You're gonna have days. I've questioned myself. I've questioned myself many times. And sometimes I really like. It's just like even like come when you say Dr. Doris, it's like who's that? Because it's like I'm
Right.
like when you didn't give yourself that name and God
Mhm.
gives you that name, it's different. It's like I didn't work for it. I said, God, I didn't. He said, but you elevated me. You saw that in me, and I
Mm-hmm.
said, but I said, okay, Lord, so okay, so let me humble myself because I don't know how to take it sometimes. but I,
Exactly.
but out of that came my Dorothy talks because I was always I realized that I lost my voice through times of trauma. And I guess it happened so much that it just shut me down. And I didn't realize until one day that, oh, wow, I thought it was something else. But I didn't realize that my own personal relationships that I was personally in, it shut me down because I allowed myself to not talk, not speak, not to speak up. I was like, I couldn't say nothing, or like
Mm-hmm.
wasn't sure what to say, how to say it, when to say it. So it was just like, don't say
Right.
nothing. So when you got the chance to talk, it's like how you talk because you're so used to being shut down. So I had to
Yeah.
go. I had to talk to myself about that. But then that's where Dorothy talks. I brought up Dorothy talks because my last episode, I had never ever went to a place that deep and that dark.
Wow.
It was the deepest, darkest place that I have ever been. I think it was like last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bad. It was not. I was not a good place,
Yeah.
and I call it under the covers. To on the cover, I would sing, "Precious Lord, take my hand," because I didn't know what else I could sing to him because I needed him. I didn't
Yeah.
know what to say. I would vape under the everything was under covers. It's already a dark room, but I was under the covers.
Mm-hmm.
I I I couldn't even explain to anybody what I was going through because I didn't even understand what I was going through. So I isolated. That did
Mm-hmm.
because even when I went out, I wore that mask. They talk about the mask, and that's another thing I have one. Which face is yours? I was
Wow.
wearing so many faces. I got confused. I got confused. Like, who am I right now? Because
It's a movie called The
I was faking the
Stepfather.
funk. I
Yes,
was
it's a
trying to
movie
pretend to
called
be somebody I wasn't.
well, it's a movie called The Stepfather, and he's in there and he's talking to he's married to different women in different places, and he was in there doing so much. One day he had to stop and say, "Wait a minute, who am I? What's which family is this, and where am I at?" Because we wear so many masks, and we get sometimes the enemy wants to come and kill, steal, and destroy. He
Yes,
doesn't
all the
want you to
time.
have your identity in Christ. He doesn't want you to know who you are or whose you are. And a lot of times we get into situations where the anxiety is so heavy, the depression is so thick, and
It was
and like
thick
you said,
too.
he wants you to be isolated because then you don't have people encouraging you. So you have to encourage yourself. But a lot of times we, like you say, lose our voice. And you can't do anything but just stay under the cover because you don't want to face what's on the other side of that. But for you, even in those moments, you still had something inside of you that allowed you
Mm.
to step out and go from under the cover to being on the front cover of a magazine, correct?
But God,
But God,
but God, it's just like he was like the three. The three represents me being resurrected from the dead. Because I was wearing grave clothes for a very long time. I was dressed
mm.
up and still wearing grave clothes. My whole
Mm.
demeanor was full of grave clothes. I felt empty. I felt like I was just like a walking zombie. I was here, but I wasn't here.
Right.
And so God was saying, it's time for you to live. It's time for you to live. You shall live and not die.
You should live
So
and not die.
it's time to take off those grave clothes. It's time. Time for you to live life.
And
That's
he
not
gives
how I
you beauty
roll.
for ashes. You know, the word says God gives you beauty for ashes if you
Yes.
allow him to. And you have to get to a place where you understand that even in the deepest valley, God can still pull you out of there
You,
and blow your mind with the situations and circumstances and blessings and favor and goodness and mercy and grace that he puts over your life to where, again, you didn't know what was happening.
had no
Or,
idea. I didn't know if I was. Like you say, they don't know if you're coming or going.
mhm,
The battle of the mind.
mhm,
It was, and I felt that I have a relationship with God, and I thought I was, but I did. It just seemed like that crack grew so big,
mm.
and I didn't, and it was till it just blew open. But but God, here I'm here today. Whoop, talk
Out
about
here
it.
willing and dealing and making, um, boss deals and, just out here showing up for yourself because I know that the Doris that I met a few years ago and the Dr. Doris is sitting here, it's not the same person. And it shouldn't be. That's why we say becoming her. The ing represents a process. It's
Yeah,
continual. You don't stay the same. You have to keep growing. It should be
I'm
something
still
about
every
you that
day,
wants to constantly become better.
every day, every day. I say, Lord, I want to become a better me than I was yesterday.
Yes, I
A
love
better
that.
me than I was yesterday. So
I
I'm
love
still
that.
he's still shaking me in areas. He's still breaking me in some areas, and he's still stopping me in some areas. But I'm still her because I keep it moving. I got to keep it moving.
Moving. And one thing I will say about you that is so powerful is that, the word says he didn't give us a spirit of fear. You step out on faith. Even when you don't know what it's going to look like, you don't know what it's going to be like when I get there, but you know that, hey, he's calling me and I got to go. And I'm going to step out on faith and then God's going to work it out on my behalf when I get there.
I felt like that. Angela, I felt like that when I went to Atlanta. I said, I am going. I don't care. I that is one. I truly stepped out on faith because I had no clue, didn't, but I knew I was coming.
And
Nothing
that's
was
such
going
a
to stop me.
powerful thing, though. When you say, in spite of, I'm going to do it. In spite of, I'm going to go. In spite of, I'm going to achieve this goal. In spite of, because there are other people who would look at your circumstances and say, girl, don't, child, you better not do that. If I were you, I wouldn't. And that's why we kind of stop hanging around people who are always going to tell you what you can't do versus people who tell you, with God, all things are possible.
That's right. All things.
All
All
things,
things.
all things.
All
And one thing
things.
Dr. Sparkle said all the time, if it's God's will,
His bill.
it's his will, right?
That's
Exactly.
right.
It's
That's what she
God's
says
will,
all the
God's
time.
will.
Yep, that's Dr.
Yes.
Sparkle.
So I'm gonna start off reading your bio and we're gonna get, just into the pieces of it. So Doris O. Cole is an accomplished author, entrepreneur, and passionate advocate dedicated to helping others step boldly into their divine destiny. Her life's work reflects a deep commitment to resilience, empowerment, and purposeful reinvention. She earned her bachelor's degree in public administration from the University of Phoenix, where she was recognized for her academic excellence by making the dean's list. So, Miss Doris, you've always shot for the top. It's not just, something happenstance. You've always you went for the top goal.
I have to put if I'm gonna go for it big. I've got to go big. I got to go big. Go big. Go big. But that was nobody but God. Because when it came to schooling, I was not very. I wasn't the brightest kid on the block. So, but that was nobody but God. I've give, when anything that I accomplished, I have to give it to God because I know it was none of me. I know it was
Mhm.
none of me that could have accomplished what I accomplished. I couldn't have did without him.
I'm telling you, it's so amazing because it says You were recognized for your academic excellence by making the Dean's List, and for more than 13 years, you served in disaster recovery, working both in management and in the field to support communities rebuilding after times of crisis and hardship. How
Mhm.
was that seeing that devastation on people and trying to give them hope?
It was humbling. It was very humbling. It made you think about life in general because one minute you're surrounded with beauty and the next minute is ashes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really be sensitive to the spirit when you're around. You have to really be sensitive because people are really there. It's when I first saw when I the first disaster I went to and I saw the debris and the houses just and you see it on TV, but when you see it in real life,
It's totally different.
there's nothing that can compare to the
Mm.
devastation. Nothing. And
Wow.
so I'm glad that God gave me the opportunity to be able to serve in that capacity, to be able to feel their pain, to be able to help them through the process of trying to get things back to
Mhm.
not normal because they'll never be back to normal, but back to where they can see the end and start all over again.
Right, right. I know that in your bio it says that the experience strengthened your compassion for people, and it reinforced your belief in the power of renewal and restoration.
Yes.
Because even at rock bottom, you don't have to stay there.
Nope. No. And yep. I refuse. I've been there a couple of times, but I am. This is not me. Nope. 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 This is a
Mm-mm. You
temper.
said
This
no.
is temporary. This is
Now
temporary.
it's nothing. It's temporary, exactly. Because there's nothing wrong for asking help. Sometimes you have to ask for help in order to get to where you need to be. The thing about it is, don't stay in that space. Don't stay in a space where you feel where your self-esteem is low and your self worth is low, and where you don't feel like you deserve things. Because God is a God of abundance, and so when you
Yes.
believe that, you got to know that abundance is your birthright. It's an inheritance. Karen was saying, last night, the things in the Bible, that's our inheritance. And if somebody left you an inheritance, you want it.
I want all of mine and then
All of
some
it.
because I
You
move
get nothing on the table.
just like I'm moving. That's just what I want. I want everything,
Everything.
everything because we're gonna put some light on the situation.
And look at you, went from the dark to the light. Come on, Miss Doris. Come
Hey!
on, look. Did you see that? You went from the dark to the light so they can see
Sometimes you
you
gotta
good.
move. So they say sometimes you just gotta get up and move.
Sometimes look at the illustration
Oh,
in
see?
that,
Oh,
because it
wow.
was,
God said, move. Said, Doris, what you doing in the dark? He said, Doris, what are you doing sitting in the dark?
what
I
that
said, I
girl
don't
and
know. And I'm saying,
honey,
but God,
humble
I'm
yourself.
talking. He said, Doris, move. So I said, okay, God, I'm moving. So
Look at how
we
symbolic that is
listen,
for life. You do not have to stay in the darkness. You don't
don't
have
have
to
to
stay
stay
in
in
the
the dark. He
wilderness.
says, move.
Move. And I'm telling you, it is so crazy
Get out
because
the
we barely
dark.
see you. And now look at here. Now it's clear. Let there be light. Come on, Sparkle. Let there be light. That
Oh,
is such a powerful representation of get up and move to change your
you
circumstances,
got
to
to
change
move.
your situation.
You got to move.
You got to move.
Look at
Hey,
God, see all of that. For God sending me a message, Doris, you got to move.
you got
It's
to
about
move.
time. It's about to move.
Yes. So let me go back to writing has
Okay.
become one of Doris's most impactful tools for inspiring and empowering others. She is the author of several books and a contributing force behind powerful collaborative projects, including Triumphant Journey Road, Tragedy to Triumphant, Dorothy, Then, Now, and Next, DD3, Divine Destiny by Design, and the best selling Faith, Hope, and Love anthology. Through her words, she encourages readers to embrace transformation, trust their journey, and recognize the strength within themselves. Her vision extends far beyond the pages of her book. And they said DD3, Divine Destiny by Design, it's not just a brand, it's a movement. And that's why God said, get up and move,
Move.
because you have created a movement. Life can't be stagnant. You can't experience growth when you stay still. You have to move. The
Look at
Dorothy
God.
movement.
I guess he had a message. He had a message. She had a
He had
message.
a message. And it was a beautiful demonstration because you were in the darkness and you just got up and moved, and boom, it just got light.
Yep. I said the move. So I said, okay. It's like I could feel my feet moving. Like,
When you say, I'm going to get up. But you know, a lot of times, Miss Doris, people get comfortable
yeah, that's
in their
very true.
mess. They get comfortable in their darkness. They get comfortable because they feel like this is as good as it's going to get.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could, and honestly, I was there. I was there. I've been there. I've been there, done that. Trust me. But trust me, the light is so much better. Let
So
God
much
give you the light. Be free. Don't be, like I said, don't be bound.
Yes. You know, in here you said that the Dorothy movement is a platform created to motivate and uplift women as they embrace their next and reinvent themselves at any stage and at any age. You know, Leah had the song Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. How do you encourage someone who feels like, hey, I done did all I was going to do, but I'm too old for that?
No, I'm 67 years young. But let me tell you, I thought life was over when my last job ended. And that just took me because I said, who's going to hire me? Who's going to hire somebody 65? I'm not a techie. I am not computer literate. I'm not. And God says, but who said anything about you working? And I said, okay. I said, well, I have to live. He says, well, did you ever talk to me about the situation? And I said, well, not really. So that's when he was sharing me that I had a gift. I had a gift in my hands. He says, sometimes we have it right in our hands and we don't even know what we
Right.
have in our hands. He says,
Yeah.
what's in your hands? And I had to think about what's in my hands because what
Hmm.
I think is in my hands was, you know, but God said, what's in your hands? I've given you something. Now I want you to do what I've told you to do with it. And that's why I guess I had to move to do that, to move. And I guess it's so, it just, that move just was very prophetic, I guess almost.
It is. I mean, it was perfect timing because we were talking about the movement. And the thing about it is, at any age, at any
Age,
stage,
any stage.
married or single, with children or not, you have the power to move. You have the
Move.
power to create your destiny. You know, through the words that you have, through the movement of your body, you have been given gifts, skills, talents, and it's up to you to use them and not keep your light hidden. And a lot of times we want to not shine bright, but and God always gives me an opportunity to say about my favorite poem, it's not our light, it's not our darkness that makes us afraid, it's the light that's inside of us. Sparkles and miracles in your hands, created by
Made
Jesus.
by
And
Jesus.
that's what she talked about, at the experience about, you got, everybody has the M in your hand. That's the miracles of God
Miracles.
in your hands. And he created you. All you have to do is tap into what he's already given, because it's already with you. When he created you, he said, I
Already.
know the plans I have for
Already.
you. I've already deposited.
Just got to tap into it.
Got
Just
to
got to
tap
tap
into
into
it.
it.
Miss
And
Doris, what keeps you going?
I mean DD3. I mean, it's just like I know that there's just, it's like I have such I don't know if it's it's just like it's like an urgency. It's just like it's just on my mind 24/7. It's like DD3. Dorothy's got to talk. Dorothy has something to say. Dorothy's been sitting on it for too long, so Dorothy's got to get it moving. And I guess he's and that message is so funny because when I went to church and I did it for the devotion, and it was saying about move. I had to say we had to move step by step, brick by brick in order to build, in order to manifest what we needed to make. And so I'm like, oh wow. So here goes that move again. So God's got this word move.
Yes,
He's using
yes.
that word move so we
And I'm
can
gonna finish
manifest what
to
we have.
manifest. Absolutely. And I'm gonna finish up the rest of your bio. It says Doris believes that purpose is not bound by circumstance, and she is committed to helping others walk confidently into new seasons of life. To further expand her message of empowerment, Doris has launched the Divine Destiny by Design lip gloss and lipstick line, as well as the DD3 Designs t-shirt collection, each designed to serve as a daily reminder that we can live boldly, beautifully, and intentionally alignment with our purpose. Above all, Doris is a devoted mother of four accomplished adult children and a proud grandmother of three beautiful grandchildren. She currently lives in Florida, where she continues to build her legacy of faith, resilience, and inspiration. Doris O. Cole firmly believes that reinvention is always possible and that every person has a divine destiny waiting to unfold. No matter where you are in life, your next chapter is still ahead. You better come on and
I
drop
mean,
that.
just in that, just I mean, that just right there
That
is just
right there
ends
was
it.
just
Ain't nothing else to
boom.
say after that.
It was a drop the mic
Yeah,
girl mother
just
song again. That part. You know what? But think about not only when you, because you talked about being in Florida, that was a recent relocation. That wasn't something that you've been doing for years. You picked up and moved.
yeah. Ooh,
That
yeah.
that's not for the weak at heart.
No, that was a big transition. It wasn't something that I was planning on. That happened suddenly. I had plans, but God had other plans. And so I had to like, okay, Lord. So um I have
What we
family in Florida. Set
uh-huh.
me free, but it was hard. It was I'm not gonna say that was a move but it was the best thing I ever it was the best move I've ever made. Now that I think
Uh-huh.
about it, because this is where I was destined to be.
Isn't that something though? When
I
God
was destined
said
to be.
move, because the reality is, I know that when things happen, we look at it and we question and we wonder why. But sometimes the worst things can turn out to be the best things.
It was the best. It was the best. And only God knew that. He was protecting me the whole time. He was saying, I've got you. I've got you. Just move when I move. He
Just
said,
look,
move
when
when
I
I
move, you move just
yeah,
like that.
just like that. That's all you
Yes,
gotta
just
do.
like that. But we gotta have the faith in God, because Tammy said faith over fear. Yes, we have
That's
to
what
have
is a
the
faith, and
faith
that's
in
what
God.
was pastor's message. Faith over fear.
Faith over
That was the
fear.
confirmation.
Mm.
Faith over
Faith
fear.
over fear, because moving moving from one place to another in the same city is one thing. You skipped states. You didn't go just from one state to the next. You skipped multiple states to
Multiple.
get to Florida.
And I drove it by myself.
Come on.
But it was the best experience that I had with myself. To be
Wow.
by myself.
Wow. Because
Because
I
it
believe it
was
was Nicoria who said, she was talking about elevation requires separation.
it
And
was
you had to move and be separate and take that journey by yourself, because we always want to bring other people with us, and everybody cannot go where you go.
nobody could go. Even ones I wanted to go. God said no. You just they cut it right off.
Period.
I'm like,
Period.
okay.
We like, oh, so okay, I hear you, God. But you trust the process and you moved, and now look, since you've moved, things have been happening. And Tammy said, God went before you, and that's the favor of the Lord. Christina, elevation requires separation. What you say, Christina? Her chapter was there's growth in goodbye. And for you, yes, you had to say goodbye to some things
It's a
and
whole
separate
lot of goodbye, a lot of things. Just I think yeah, yeah, yeah. But God said He was going to restore everything that I've lost,
Mm,
everything that I felt that I had to give up to move forward. He said that
yeah.
wasn't nothing for what I have in store for me. He says I have so much more in store for you,
Yes. But you got to move to get it.
but you have to move to get it.
And you know what? Some people are afraid, so afraid to move that they will miss out, or they want to hold on so tight to what they have for fear that it won't get better.
Mm-mm.
But we're going to be
No,
here to tell you,
the
Miss
best
Doris
is
has
yet to
already
come.
showed you
The best is yet to come. The best
the
is yet to
best is yet to come. Sparkle, well, I love when when we was on the Empower Morning Show. You know, she talked about grandmother saying, "Baby, it gets gooder and gooder and
gooder and
gooder
gooder.
and gooder." Yes, it
Sweeter and
keeps
sweeter.
getting
They say
good,
as you age, you get sweeter and sweeter. It's
sweeter and
sweeter
sweeter.
and sweeter.
And you have to believe that because when you speak it out of your mouth, everything comes together to make it be so. So you got to know that if God says move, who am I not to trust Him?
Mm.
Who
You,
am I?
you
Who am I to look back? What they tell Lot's wife, don't look back. Don't look
don't
back.
look back either. You better not look back. Yeah. Nope, nope. He said move. So I said,
He said
okay,
move.
time to move.
What you say? And I packed up my vehicle and we got on about our business.
And he's still telling me to keep it moving. Keep it moving. Don't stand still. Keep it moving.
There's such a powerful testimony, and I just love that. You know, you started off talking about the yellow brick road, and identifying with Dorothy, and then you found in the midst of it that God changed your identity. And gave you a new name, and that's the DD3. Because
Yes.
sometimes God will look at you. Y'all done studied the Bible, you done read the Bible. There's some people up in there that started off with one name, and He flipped it and gave them something else.
He
And
says,
that's what.
because he was saying, I didn't give you that name. I gave myself that name. I allowed people to give me that name. So I took it on as that name. But I did not name you that. I named you this. So who are they to call you this when I've called you DD3? I said,
DD3. And the thing about that is, and I'm gonna read Christina's real quick, but the thing about that is, nobody else has to know what DD3 means as long as you know, because that's between you and God. That's the vision He gave you and the name He assigned to you. It doesn't require an explanation for everybody else. All they're going to do is look and see. And Christina said, look at the blessing pouring out because of your obedience. Congratulations, Dr. Doris. You even drove yourself to the conference on April the 25th. You are truly a blessing to the world. It was a pleasure meeting you. Dr. Doris's energy is contagious.
thank you, Chantel. Thank
And
you. Thank you,
imagine
Chantel.
that had you not showed up.
I was determined. I told you I was determined. I was determined.
Yes.
I
Thank
was
you, Chantel, for that.
Thank you. Yes. Yes. Blessings.
Because if you had missed it, then other people would have missed out on what God had
But
for
it
you to
was an
be.
amazing experience to be around my other co-authors.
Yeah. Yeah.
We communicated, online, but to actually see them and
Hmm.
to just, that sisterhood, it was
Yes.
powerful. It was
Powerful.
it
It was.
was sometimes the words couldn't even express it. It couldn't express that what that gathering of us came to. And that's the first time I've ever seen that done as a so thank you as a visionary for
Mm,
allowing us to come together and seeing us come together as women
yeah,
to become
absolutely.
her.
To become her, exactly. So with that being said, I'm going to give you your spotlight moment to share whatever it is that you want to share, whether it's about the book, about life, or just becoming her. Here's your time.
I like to say, take life step by step, brick by brick, because we don't know the day, nor the time, nor the hour. So live life to your fullest because your destiny awaits you. And there's so much more that He has in store for you. So no matter what you're going through, no matter what age, no matter what stage, I don't care what you're going through, hold on to hope, faith, and love. Because believe me, and trust and believe me, that God will bring you through. It may not in the time, His timing is always perfect. So just know that there's the destiny that's waiting for you, and don't give up because it's waiting for you.
That part right there. We're getting ready to get out of here. So I'm going to replay our song that Miss Doris has got
Gosh,
put together because, baby, I'm going to tell y'all, this right here should make you feel like you are becoming her. Unshakable, unbreakable, and unstoppable.
you are unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable. You are. Ah,
Boom, there
mm,
we go, honey. That is our song, honey, for
okay.
becoming her.
Her. And don't forget
Unshakable.
to move.
And don't forget to move. Absolutely. Dr. Doris, thank you so much for being here, for sharing your story, for telling everybody you know about movement. Christina said, I love this. And
Thank
Cheryl
you.
has said before that, honey, nervous where? About the interview, nervous. What? Who? What? We couldn't tell it. Yes. That is our song, y'all. Miss Doris has got it together for us. Shout out to the composer. What was his name again?
I'm calling Dr. Gary.
Dr. Gary. Shout out to Dr. Gary because he brought it all together. It is a great representation of her. So we appreciate it. Miss Doris, can you let people know how they can connect with you if they want to and how they can
Well,
get
I
your
have
book?
I have a website. It's called www.divinedestiny3.com.
Divine Destiny.
www.divinedestiny3.com.
Make sure
Now,
you get that three, the number three. Don't
that
spell it out,
three.
the number three. Absolutely. Listen, it has been an absolute pleasure. Y'all know, make sure you tune in for the next author tomorrow night. Because I told y'all,
Yes,
Monday through Friday, we are coming through. So, honey, Joy will be with me tomorrow. Make sure you tune in for her interview. Until then, Dr. Doris, we
until
appreciate it. We
then,
love you and thank you. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. And listen,
yes,
share
have
this
a good
broadcast
night
out to somebody who knows that they need to get out and move. And
and
when God
move.
says move, when I move, you
God says
move
move.
just like that.
Fact.
All right, everybody, we out of
All
here. Y'all
right.
have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.